Well, who would have ever thought that ultra cold freezers would be considered gold? Well, they are right now as the current distribution process of the COVID-19 vaccine rolls out. And Indianapolis-based Langham Logistics finds itself on the front lines of helping secure the freezers for healthcare workers and others around the state of Indiana. For more on Langham's role in procuring the freezers, we're pleased to be joined by Langham Logistics President and CEO Cathy Langham. Cathy, it's always great to be with you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Want to get to these ultra low temperature freezers because that's an interesting piece of this. But I think it's also interesting. Langham has long been such a key player in the distribution and logistics sector in the state of Indiana. The role you're playing just in terms of storing and distributing PPE and other equipment and things we hear so much about, there's got to be a place to store it and distribute, and you're playing a big role in that too.
Yeah, thanks for the question. We've got about 9,000 to 10,000 pallets of PPE. So that is masks, it's shields, it's gowns. We have shipped over 5 million pieces to long-term healthcare facilities, to penitentiaries, over 1 million pieces to small business. 500,000 to schools around the country, or around the state, and we continue to do that.
It's an enormous undertaking. I mean, that's what you do and what you do well in your business, but still a lot of moving parts. Can you characterize for those who aren't familiar with the process, how from a logistical standpoint, how challenging it is?
Yeah, it's challenging. We've shipped to over 1,600 different destinations around the state. We've had over 7,000 shipments with LTL carriers, small package carriers, cargo vans. The team's working 7 days a week, Christmas, holidays, and we're picking orders and just getting them out as quick as we can to serve the state of Indiana and the state health department. And it's a lot of people and a lot of training. We've built portals so people can order online. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Well, a lot going on too now that the vaccine is rolling out, in particular the Pfizer vaccine that needs to be stored for shipment and those types of things in ultra low temperature freezers. Talk about that process because there aren't a lot of them out there. You're in the process of you're procuring some of the freezers and connecting folks with them. Talk about what's going on in that regard.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. These ultra low temp freezers are pretty high tech, and they go to -70 and -80 degrees centigrade, which is what we need to do, the temp we need for the efficacy of the Pfizer drugs. So right now, the CDC is controlling all the transportation and distribution and sending these to hospitals direct to the front line around the state of Indiana and around the country. A lot of these locations don't have these ULT or ultra low temp freezers. So partnering with great companies like Deem, like Helmer, Indiana-based companies, we've procured these ULT freezers and we're placing them and validating and maintaining them around the state of Indiana. And we'll continue to do that, working with the hospitals as well as labs and healthcare facilities.
Yeah, you mentioned those healthcare facilities, but also a number of companies you mentioned. It strikes me that this effort, if you will, is another great example of Indiana companies in the business sector, private sector community pulling together and really getting behind this effort.
I think it is. It's been exciting. It's energizing for all of our employees and working with the big guys too, with the Lillys, of course, and Roche and Cummins. And it just seems like typical Hoosier companies pulling together to help Hoosiers. It's worked really well, and it's exciting for all of us.
Indiana, of course, the crossroads of America, a great distribution and logistics sector, and with things like the massive FedEx hub that is here, a number of the other assets as well. So Indiana, because of its geographic location, its expertise and what is here, maybe playing a bit of maybe a little bigger role in this vaccine rollout than would otherwise be noted?
I think we do, and like you said, FedEx, their second largest hub is here. They and UPS are doing a lot of the distribution. I think as the vaccines are normalized across the state, and 6 months from now, the CDC will open it up to use companies like Langham, warehousing, and transportation companies to do the ongoing delivery of the vaccines. And we're located in the crossroads of America, so it's perfect for Indiana.
Well, certainly a lot going on. Langham Logistics President and CEO Cathy Langham, thanks for joining us. Thanks for all you do as well in so many ways in a lot of areas in our state. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks, Gary.